What's up, guys? Neil over here, talk a little Sorare MLB for the slate that is starting today. It is June 5th. This is going to be the Monday through Thursday slate. So four days on this slate that we're going to be talking about here. While you're coming in, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. All right, so taking a look at this slate, the first thing I always want to look at is which teams are in good spots here. So one way to look at that is just figure out, okay, who has 4 games? This is a 4-game slate. Do we have any teams that have 4 games on them? The quickest way that I know how to do this, and there probably are better ways, the quickest way that I know how to do this, though, is just to look at, if I hit register here, I can see which players that I have, of the cards that I have, show up with 4 games on the schedule. I'm going to go over here to the flex spot so I can see all of them. You can see here, the Rays have 4 games on the schedule. However, I already looked at it, and the Rays are facing, who are they facing? They are facing the Red Sox. Not the worst spot there for Rays bats. So that's a spot that I actually think we can target here. But they're facing the Red Sox actually just for one day today, and then I think tomorrow they're in a tougher matchup. Yeah, they're facing the Twins, who, if you look at team ERA, the Twins have the second best ERA on the season now. How meaningful is that really? How meaningful is the stat? I don't really know. Not the most meaningful stat, but kind of gives you an indication that the Twins pitching staff is probably above average at the very least. So it's kind of a tougher spot for the Rays, but still 4 games, probably a spot that you can consider playing. We also have, with 4 games on this slate, the Blue Jays. Now, who are the Blue Jays facing? I think they're also in kind of a tough spot here. Blue Jays facing the Astros, who, of course, have the number 1 ERA on the season. So, again, not the best matchup for Blue Jays bats. Kind of struggling to find a team that I really love here. Scrolling down some more, we do have the Reds here, and they are facing the Orioles, which, a little bit better off. No, they're not facing. Sorry. The Reds are facing the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are, not towards the top here, but still a decent pitching staff. I guess they're kind of middling, actually, towards the back so far this year. I don't know that I expect that to hold up. They've got a little bit of talent there, but, maybe we can target the Reds against the Dodgers if you trust the Reds bats. There's a spot you can consider playing. We've also got the Brewers on this slate. Brewers facing the Orioles. So that's where, the Orioles, talented pitching staff, but kind of middling in terms of ERA so far for the year. So maybe that's the spot you can consider playing. These are some of the stacks that I think you consider playing here. I'm not really finding anything that really stands out. However, the second thing that I like to look at the number of games that each team is playing. I also just want to see if there is a core slate on a given slate. All right, so we've got the Astros as well have 4 games. I missed that one. Let's see here. And the Astros are playing. Where are we? Not finding it. Where are the Astros here? Oh, here they are. Astros playing the Blue Jays. Okay. And Blue Jays, yeah, again, one of the better ERAs on the season so far. But the other thing that we can see here is that we do have a Coors slate. Doesn't start today. It's just a 3-game Coors slate starting tomorrow. We have San Francisco going to Colorado. Maybe not my favorite team to target in general with the Giants, but you can probably find some bats you like on the Giants. And the way that I like to do that is I go back to the marketplace, manager sales, sort by limited, team, I guess I'll include the Rockies there as well. Usually I prefer the opposing team in Coors Field, but the Rockies obviously in the same game environment. They just the reason I like to generally focus on the opposing team is the opposing team gets to face those Rockies pitchers. All right, and then position, I'm just going to click all of the non-pitching positions here. And here are some of the bats that we can consider on this slate for, teams that are playing 3 games in Coors here. So a pretty good spot for all of these bats. JD Davis, only $8 here. Looks like a pretty good buy there. Michael Conforto, $9 looks okay too. Of course, you've got the Rockies as well. But in general, I think I'd prefer to target the Giants here. Jock Peterson for $6. Missing the middle infielders here. I guess they don't have as good of averages recently. Mike Yastrzemski for $8. All right, let me narrow this down a little bit in terms of the position. Get rid of the outfielders. Still getting Charlie Blackmon. Okay. Tyro Estrada. Okay, that's the one I was looking for. He's lower down than I would have expected Tyro Estrada to be, but $13. In a good spot here in Colorado. I think that's a bat that I would consider targeting here. Lamont Wade in a good spot. In general, I think that you got plenty of good buys here. Everybody can see you're relatively inexpensive. So when you get a team in cores and the cards are inexpensive to buy, I think that's a good spot to target. So I think that's probably the number one team I'm going to be going to here is the Giants. You can also consider playing some of those teams that have 4 games, some of the best spots here. And then finally, looking at the pitchers on this slate, let's take a look at who has the best spots here, starting with today. Can always play Shane McClanahan. Of course, he's playing the Red Sox, so kind of a middling, not great matchup there. We do have Aaron Nola facing the Tigers. If you're ready to trust Aaron Nola, it's obviously a great spot there, so something you can consider. I'm sure I'm going to miss some here, but those are a couple that stand out to me right away. Maybe Blake Snell against the Cubs in San Diego. It's a better pitcher's park, so you consider Blake Snell there. Games tomorrow. Of course, we've got that matchup. Louis Varland, Zach Eflin. Tougher offenses, so not the best spot there, but you consider either of those pitchers. Don't know that I want to go to Giolito against the Yankees. Not a great spot there. Yeah, tough spot for both Hunter Brown and Kevin Gossman. Obviously, you can still play them, but not the best matchups. Shane Bieber against the Red Sox, not great there. Yeah, I don't know. Not that many that I love here. Plenty of pitchers that, of course, are usable. If you already have the card, I'd probably just play it, but not like cards that I'm going out to buy for the matchup. Zach Wheeler, of course, gets the Tigers again after he just let us down against the Nationals. I played Zach Wheeler in my lineup last week, was pretty disappointed to see how he performed against the Nationals, but I think I'm willing to go right back there against the Tigers. And then, Michael Wacha, probably not playing. George Kirby, not a great matchup with San Diego, although they haven't been great so far this year. So maybe you can still take advantage of maybe that lineup. Maybe it's not as good as we were expecting it to be. I suspect it's going to be turning around at some point. So anyway, those are some of the pitchers I like here. Scherzer, you can always play Scherzer, even against the Braves. I think I'm willing to play some Scherzer. Could play Burns, not the best matchup against the Orioles. All right, so those are just some of the bats that I'm willing to go to. I believe June 8th is also on this schedule. Yeah, so it's a 4-game slate, Monday through Thursday. So again, you can play these pitchers as well. Kershaw against the Reds, that's a pretty good spot there, although it is in Great American Ballpark, obviously a great hitter's park, but he's Kershaw. Great matchup, so I'm probably willing to go there. Merrill Kelly against the Nats. Okay, here's where we find some of our better arms. Merrill Kelly against the Nats looks good. Josiah Gray, you can even consider against the D-backs, I think, if you already, again, not a card I'm going out to buy, but if I already have it, I consider playing that. Verlander and Strider, again, neither of these pitchers has a great matchup, the Mets or the Braves, but talented enough pitchers that I'm still willing to play them. So we have plenty of good pitching options on this slate. And if I'm just playing the cards that I already have, let's see. I'm going to be doing a live show with Greg also. But if I were, let's just take a look at what some of the better options here. So if I go limited pro, register, I think I'm going right back to Zach Wheeler in another great matchup. Always playing Spencer Strider. Whenever he's starting, doesn't matter the matchup. If I can play Spencer Strider as a relief pitcher, I will. As far as bats go, it's a little bit tougher with the bats. I do have Spencer Steer here with 4 games. Maybe I just go to some of my better bats here. So maybe I consider just playing my Freddie Freeman. And I do prefer stacking when I can. So if I'm playing Freddie Freeman, maybe I just go to Max Muncy, Mookie Betts, make it easy on myself. Just go with the straight Dodgers stack here. Or I could do a secondary stack with some of these teams that have 4 games. So I could go to a Red secondary stack, could go to a Brewers secondary stack. Maybe I'll throw Christian Yelich in there. And then I don't know, maybe I go back to another pitcher. Could go to Shane McClanahan. I believe he's facing the Red Sox, so not the best spot there. More likely, I think I just go to another Dodgers bat here or Brewers bat. Maybe James Outman. All right, for now, I'm just going to throw James Outman in there. Have to give this one a little bit more thought, but looks like a decent enough lineup. Got almost a full Dodgers stack here with then Christian Yelich thrown in as a one-off. Spencer Strider in the relief pitcher spot, Zach Wheeler in the starting pitcher spot. I think I could make a nice lineup without making any real changes, without going out and buying any cards. But I'll probably go out and buy some before the slate starts. Anyway, that is going to be my approach to this slate. Of course, if you have not yet signed up for Sorare, you can use the link that we put in the description. First of all, please use that link when you sign up for Sorare. But when you sign up, then you can start playing for free. You're going to get a set of common cards when you sign up. You're going to get your choice between a number of different common cards. So it's not just you get a random batch, you get a choice between several common cards, and you have a little salary cap there. So when you sign up right away, you get a bunch of free cards, which you can then enter into these contests. These are the common contests. And as you can see, you can win limited cards in those contests, which are actually worth money. You can sell those on the secondary market. So very cool to start playing for free and be able to win real money prizes. Check it out if you haven't already done so. Use the link in our description when you sign up. But again, pay a little bit of attention. When you sign up, you're going to have a salary cap, your choice between several different cards. Make sure that you think about it at least a little bit, because it is harder to acquire common cards than it is to acquire limited cards. You can't just go out and buy them. You need to win common cards, or you can trade them in. So it is worth spending just a little bit of time and thought when you sign up and get those common cards. But I think that you can have some success if you do just pay attention to what you're doing. And again, you can get started today. So make sure you get on that pretty quickly, because the slate is coming up in just a matter of a few hours from when I'm posting this. Who knows when you're watching? So check it out today. Today is the right time to sign up for Sorare. If you haven't yet done so, start playing at least those common contests, dip your toes in. And then, if you want to start playing those limited contests like I am, I find them to be a lot of fun. So check it out. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Good luck this week. And I'll see you later in the week talking about the next Sorare slate.